Hello everyone, my name is Casey, and in this video I want to talk about how to handle returns on your Shopify store. I actually have been accepting returns to my own house for the last couple of years. Ideally, you want a return rate around 0 to 5%. 0 would be the dream, of course, but let's face it, you will get returns, so let's talk about it. Watch to the end of this video for some tips on how to deal with chargebacks as well. The dreaded chargebacks. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, it helps me a lot. Let's get on to the rest of the video. If you live in the place where you market in, it is easy to accept returns to your home address and still make a profit resending them. A flexible return policy will equal more conversions, and usually you can easily ship out a returned product to a new customer at least 2 times and not lose any money. You'll make a smaller profit margin, of course, but you won't lose money until you get to the 3rd time. It is also very helpful to have them still pay the return costs if you can in your policy. Some might fight back at this, and if they do, I would go ahead and just send them a return label because it's only $5. It will cut into your margins a bit more if you do that, so again, I try to avoid this if at all possible, but customer satisfaction first. Returns are so infrequent that it shouldn't hurt you too much in the long run. So now that you know returns are an inevitability, what's the best way to send them out again? Personally, I have found the Click It and Ship It website for the USPS. I can show you on the computer later, but for now I'm just going to say just go to USPS Click It and Ship It site. It'll cost you around, I guess it varies by area, but for me it costs around $8 to send a package out from online, and I just print out a label, put it in my mailbox, and go. If you take it to the post office, you'll usually save $3 to $4, so if you're min-maxing your profits or being really stingy, definitely take it to the post office to save the most money and ship it out that way. International returns are tougher. I've had a couple of these. Thankfully, the first customer opted to pay the return costs themselves, so I didn't really have to prompt them too much. I did check to see if there was a way I could get Eprolo or CJ to accept the order back, but no dice there. So they ended up paying the shipping costs, I sent the exchange, it all went well after that. The second order fit, they were happy. So, like I said, I try to have them pay for the return costs if possible. However, since it is more expensive, they may fight back against this. In this case, I may still send a replacement if I can make a profit. I mean, if you have a $25 profit margin, you usually can send a replacement and still keep $5 of it or something like that, or $5, $8, $10. And yeah, if I can still make a profit, I do that, or I simply take the loss and refund them. Again, it's more important to have a happy customer than to make a profit in this case, because if you fight them too much, it'll lead to a dispute, a chargeback, and then it gets real fun. You really want to avoid these chargebacks. I'll talk about them more later, but it's best just to try and make the customer happy and take the loss if it's not too big of an order. Now, if it's a larger ticket order, I would definitely dispute it and fight it a bit more. But for my particular products, I can usually just take the hit and make the money back in a day or two. No problem. Now, if you're to the level where you're warehousing products and you're warehousing in multiple countries, it probably makes returns a lot easier. But unfortunately, like I said, I'm not at that level yet, so I can't really speak to what happens there. But I assume if I treat the warehouse like an extension of my home, I'd have a warehouse I'd have them send it to in the US, a warehouse I'd have them send it to in Australia, etc. Once you're at that level, probably won't even have to personally deal with the return. You'll just say, send them here, your warehouse will take the return, repackage it, and everything. And speaking of that, I don't think I mentioned where to get packaging. So commonly the packaging is destroyed for the return. So you're gonna wanna go to eBay. If you don't have some clear nondescript packages saved away, just go to eBay and buy some clear envelopes or bags. They have plenty of them. Same with if you need more mailers, you can buy bubble mailers on eBay. Again, it's just a cost of business. It's really cheap, and that's how you send or get new packaging to send out. Now we're moving on to the bonus, and for that I'm going to head over to my computer to show you some of what I'm talking about and also read my notes. It's going to be easier on me and clearer for you to understand how to deal with chargebacks, and I'll also show the click and ship, how many chargebacks I've had, and let's get to it.
Alright, I'm going to start this a bit later here. Let me move this around. Okay, so here we are at my computer, and we're going to talk about the dreaded chargeback. You can't really stop them. It's all in the customer's hands. Once they're opened, it's between you and the bank pretty much, and the bank commonly sides with the customer here, and to protect yourselves against these, it's too expensive. It's not worth sacrificing your profit for how often they happen, and they should not happen very often. If you're fulfilling orders within 2 weeks and you're talking to your customers within 24 hours, as I discussed in an earlier video about good customer service. But let's talk about the steps to do when you get that chargeback. I'll probably make a whole video dedicated to this in the future, but for now, here's a quick rundown. Step 1. Gather your tracking information. If it is showing as delivered, it is a much better chance you can win the chargeback. Get your tracking number, go into your Shopify store and go into the order and take a screenshot with, I use Lightshot personally, so if you go download Lightshot, you can just hit the print screen and screenshot anything you want. Very helpful. So you screenshot when the order was made, when you sent it out, or when there was any communication, when the confirmation was sent out. So get that screenshot. I think you can only submit a limited number, so you might have to patch these all together one in some photo editor. But yeah, gather all the information you can to submit, and then reach out to the customer. So as soon as it happens, maybe even before you gather your information, it might be step 0 instead of step 1. So step 2, reach out to the customer and try and get a response on why they opened a chargeback in the first place. Did they not receive the order? What happened here? Usually you can resolve a chargeback just by asking what happened, and if you can get them to drop it and agree to some other solution, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until the chargeback gets a response. So it might be two months or so, 3 months before they even talk to you again. The bank will talk to you or receive the information. Definitely don't refund the order once a chargeback has been opened. If they're threatening a chargeback, yes, refund the order. But if it's already been opened, don't refund it. Try to come to an agreement with the customer to drop the chargeback. And once you see it's dropped, then you can refund them, or you can send them a new item, whatever you agreed on. Stick true to your agreement and keep that trust. And after that, step 3, fill out every piece of information you can as officially as possible. Tell them what you attempted to do to resolve the issue and link to your policy page. So whatever your refund policy is, link to that. And step 4, submit your argument and evidence and wait. These things, like I said earlier, can take up to 3 months to work out sometimes. It's a terribly long time. Yeah, unfortunately, I've won about half of my chargebacks, but based on what I read online, that's not bad. Hopefully you have similar success. So let me take a quick look at my dashboard here to show you. Inquiry one, this was a PayPal thing. I just refunded because they're threatening the chargeback. It was my first inquiry. So yeah, if you get an inquiry, it's not officially a chargeback, and refunding it will immediately decide it in your favor. So definitely refund inquiries if you want to avoid any sort of things happening. This one was a win. This one was a loss. I'm not sure what happened here. I was able to get in contact with the customer, but they didn't know I was talking about. This one, I could not get in contact with the customer. No information was exchanged. Whatever they found, I lost it. This one I won. I contacted the customer, and he said he got it. It was just a long time, and he didn't recognize the statement. So in your settings, make sure your statement matches your brand name so there's no confusion on the customer's part. I won the chargeback, but it was still a hassle I didn't have to go through if I had actually looked and checked over that. This one was a loss. I'm not sure what happened here. I think it was another. I tried to contact them. They didn't know what I was talking about, so obviously someone got their information. Sucks for them. Sucks for me. Yeah. And then this last one I won. I don't think I could get in contact with the customer, but I was able to submit the evidence and come out ahead there. So yeah, that's a perfect 50-50 win rate on chargebacks and a win rate on, or a win on the inquiry. I'm not doing half bad. And this is out of 3,000 orders. I've only gotten 7 chargebacks. It's a very low percentage, so you shouldn't really worry too much about chargebacks. And you may be tempted to get these security apps or have Shopify protect them. Don't do that. It just cuts into your profit too much, and it's not worth it for how often they happen. And that should be about all for this video. I hope you got some value out of it, and thanks for watching. This is Casey signing off.